Hi everyone, Daniel Brisson, FNL FREEDOMNEWS NOUVELLESLIBRES. Tonight I will talk to you about a big scandal, the huge scandal under the one of government Justin Trudeau, of course. So this guy is putting Canada at risk on many levels. Tonight we'll just talk about one of many scandals, another one. So the McKinsey affair continues to splash the Trudeau government in spectacular fashion. The latter is following on one scandal after another in the social, political, and media complaisance, media silence. Well, they began to ask some question about it now. But McKinsey, we're talking about it since a few years already. In the parliamentary commission, January 30, we learned that Trudeau has signed, listen to that, an open contract in 2015. The dates are important. In 2015, open contract with the McKinsey firm until the year 2100. Do you realize what it means? 2100. Year is 2100. This is the duration of the contract that the government, the stupid government, signed with a firm, a consulting firm. Not just in the management firm, but strangely, with this contract, this firm is also an IT firm. Wow, what a discovery! Very, very fantastic. The progression of McKinsey firm went from just consulting company, enterprise management business, but also in an IT firm. An open contract. What could go wrong? Let's show something real fast, real quick. You must be aware of it. It should make news all around Canada every day, every single day. It's not exactly like that. So this is the kind of contract. It's in French, but don't worry. I'll translate the main thing. So appel d'offres concurrentiel, concurrential management offer. Yes, of course, supposedly. But invitation, open invitation, and under the Mondial Organization, the Organisation Mondiale of Commerce, the Commercial Organization Mondiale, the World Commerce. So, McKinsey and Company Canada, a small enterprise of 499 employees only. Are you sure about that? Just a little small enterprise, Yes, the portion of Canada Bureau is the one that has only a few hundred employees. But around the world, this firm was linked strongly with the World Economic Forum, has over 15,000 employees, and it's not talking about the consulting people that work for them also. So imagine the workforce they have. Huge. It's a huge workforce. So this scandal, some media began to talk about it more and more this week because of the parliamentary commission. But the issue is much more than what some MPs are talking about. There is an MP called Pierre Poilievre, yes, the leaders of the CPC party, and some others uh, that find it very important and incredible and shameful that Trudeau spent already for this open contract. I must remind the people more than 115 millions of dollars. The problem is not there. By the way, this firm, all the opposition parties who were there, acknowledged to do the measures of the mandatory measures of for health, for COVID, of course. They were agree with that. But the problem is not the money. Of course, I find it very sad, very bad, all this spent. But it's not the worst problem. The problem is you realize that the world government is being set up with the help of corrupt politicians who have sold out. It's not about the money. It's about Canadian and citizen sovereignty. This is what we should talk about every day. No one is talking about this. No one. So the question to ask is not about the money, again, but about selling Canadian sovereignty and citizenship to a company directly linked to the World Economic Forum. What a way to set up a world government Canada. What a way to set up a world government Canada is run by an unelected entity. Unelected entity. So this is serious. The other part that is serious is also concerning the employees, the government employees. According to Professor Clark, this type of contract undermines a principle at the heart of the Statute of Westminster, that of a neutral, merit-based public service that is able to serve the government regardless of the party in power. Because you must realize that with this firm, well, if the government will lose employees for maybe pensions or for retirement, because they miss people who want to work with them, that's it. So then McKinsey will arrive, suddenly as saviors for them, and they will replace government employees. Yeah. Also, there is this kind of new agile chart that the government of Trudeau just signed recently. The chart to implement some rules, but did the government didn't add it already? It will need someone to supervise this. Yeah, McKinsey is very interesting because it's a transnational enterprise. So it's like an example, the rules of ISO 9000, ISO 800, 8000, something like that. It was an international norm, to have best practices, best products, best services, all to normalize some things, some doings also. But now, government signed this new contract directly linked to the World Economic Forum. Wow. And then you have McKinsey. So there are some people talking about it a little bit. Um, let me show you. Just not in French. It's not the same thing in English. It's not the same angle they're using. But first one. Ottawa contracts comprise up to 10% of McKinsey Canadian revenue. So this is the first step. Yes, it's a huge part of their revenues, of course, the government of Canada. So this article, yes, is from the Global Mail. At least they talk about it. It's a good article, but again, focusing only about the money. As I told, the problem is not there. The problem is the links with Trudeau and this firm. Of course, they're trying to associate Trudeau with people directly. It doesn't work. It won't work. But they should have questions like, does the Trudeau Foundation receive donations from McKinsey? Oh, that could be interesting. How much? Why 2015 exactly? McKinsey had this contract with the government. 2015. Yes, Trudeau got elected, but they were not there before. Strange. So, next article, really simple. There is questions about a certain Mr. Barton. So, people ask him questions about his relation or potential relation with Trudeau. Let's hear what he has to answer to these questions.
I'm going to revisit the first question Ms. Cusey asked you. Mr. Barton, would you consider yourself a close personal friend of the Prime Minister?
No, I'm not a close personal friend of the Prime Minister.
Would you say he's one of your 5 best friends?
No.
One of your 10 best friends?
No.
One of your 25 best friends?
No.
One of your 50 best friends?
No.
Do you have his personal phone number?
I do not.
Do you and the Prime Minister exchange birthday cards every year?
No.
Birthday presents?
No.
Do you and your wife go out to dinner with the Prime Minister and his wife?
No.
Do your kids socialize?
No.
Do you exercise with him?
No.
Have you ever, outside of a business relationship, had social contact with the Prime Minister?
No.
Okay, so let's put aside the idea that he's your close personal friend that doesn't even understand. Like you mentioned the Conflict of Interest Act, which you obviously went through when you were named ambassador to China. You would be aware of the definition of a friendship within the meaning of that act. Do you believe you even meet the definition of a friendship under the Conflict of Interest Act?
No, I'm not a friend.
Perfect.
So it's up to you to have the perceptions of what he answered. Maybe he doesn't know him well. There should be an inquiry before 2015, maybe, or through the foundation. I don't know. Because with all this secrecy, it's not a surprise that some people began to make fun of this, like, if I can say, trying to show the links with McKinsey firm. You see, representation is not good, of course. So McKinsey holding news, holding weapons, holding justice, holding you know what, the injection linked with that, because they manage in Quebec province and Ontario. Of course, McKinsey manage the COVID part. They manage also since 2015 the mass immigration program of Trudeau. Think about it. Of course, there is money, oil, stuff like that. So, yes, they have great powers. And they are also linked with China. Oh, wow. Why not? In fact, McKinsey has contracts with 65 countries around the world. So, a true branch of the World Economic Forum. So, this is a huge scandal. It puts Canada at risk to lose its sovereignty to a foreign entity, a non-elected entity. This is true globalism, and we must fight against it altogether. Thank you very much, Daniel Brisson, FNL Freedom News, the Lib, and also involved in politics. Bye.